Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to read a book called The Substitute Teacher from the Black Lagoon. This book is written by Mike Thaler and is illustrated by Jared Lee. Mrs. Green is sick today. I didn't know teachers got sick too. And we're going to have a sub. Whoopee, this should be fun. We'll have recess all day except for 1 hour, which will be the party. And we won't have any homework except playing video games and watching TV. We can chew gum all day, tell jokes, throw spitballs, and dance on our desks. We've got the lesson plan hidden and the blackboard erased, and all the books are buried. In an emergency, we have laughing gas and a book on hippotism. Before noon, we'll have our substitutes stuffed and mounted on the bulletin board. I hear footsteps coming down the hall. We all look toward the door. Suddenly there's a crash. The door doesn't open. He comes in through the wall. This is not a good sign. He's 9 feet tall and his arms are full of books. As the dust settles, he writes his name on the chalkboard. Frank N. Stein. The late bell rings. We all jump up. It's time for recess, we shout. He turns around and growls. We all sit down. Mr. Stein opens a math book. We never have math on Wednesday, shouts Derek. Let's try a little subtraction, grunts Mr. Stein, picking him up. I guess that's a joke. Subtraction. If there are 15 students and one disappears, how many are left? Derek counts on his fingers. 14, he stutters. Good, says Mr. Stein, setting him down. It's lunchtime, shouts Randy, setting the clock hands to noon. Mr. Stein comes over, lifts him up, and asks, How would you like to go to the moon? Not before noon, says Randy. Oh, I thought you said launch time, says Mr. Stein, grinning. I like a teacher with a sense of humor. Well, says Mr. Stein, let's try some geography. What state are we in now? A state of anxiety, stutters Randy. Mr. Stein smiles. What state can you wear? He asks. Dakota, says Eric. What about Pennsylvania? Asks Mr. Stein with a smile. Say, why don't we make a state riddle book? What state has the most pigs? Asks Penny. Pennsylvania, shouts out Eric. What about Oregon? Answers Mr. Stein, laughing. I raise my hand. What state did Noah live in? I ask. I give up, says Mr. Stein. Arkansas. And I smile. The Great State Riddle Book by the class from the Black Lagoon. I'll miss him, but we dedicated the book to him and proudly put it in the school library. And every time I read it, I think of him. Thank you, boys and girls. That was The Substitute Teacher from the Black Lagoon.